You're having a blast.
What is going on, everybody? It is Mike Kashuba, the Tennessee Titans High Point creator. I am joined this week on a crossover Friday with Ashley. Ashley, who do you cover? What are you excited about? Where can the people find you?
I cover the Tampa Bay Bucs for High Point. You can find me at EMT_.
Sweet. What are you excited about in this matchup on
Do
Sunday?
I have to be excited about something?
That's fair. It's a hard one this week. Are there really a lot of things to watch? It's really two teams in the middle just trying to do their best. Do you care more about the draft position next week or next year, or do you care about the win this week?
It's kind of hard to say. I feel like we're kind of in that purgatory right now where we don't know if we're going to be in the top 10 of the draft or if we're going to be competing for the South. The NFC South is kind of like a band of misfit toys. We're kind of getting into that spirit. So it's kind of like the land of misfit toys. No one knows what they are, what they're doing to win, or what parts they have. And it's a roller coaster right now.
Yeah. Gun to your head, who's the best team in the NFC South right now?
Gun to my head, it's going to hurt my little Bucks heart to say this, but like with the coaching staff we have, it'd probably be... Are we going talent-wise or like coaches involved?
Who's going to win it?
Shit. If I had to say right now, I'd say the Saints, only because they have the easiest remaining schedule in the entire league.
Yeah.
They have a cakewalk. I mean, I hate them. Like, no offense to the fans, but I don't like their team. But if I had to say gun to my head, I think they're going to win it based off it being such an easy schedule.
Yeah, that's fair. It's definitely nice to be playing some like easier, teams in the matchup, and it'll be definitely it's one of the like divisions to watch because whoever wins it gets a playoff spot, and like if you're in the playoffs, magic can happen.
I think that whoever ends up in the South in the playoffs is gonna lose in the first round. Like, we're all in purgatory at this moment. Like, winning the playoffs is kind of like losing and winning at the same time.
Yeah, no, I got you. Anyway, so for the people at home, we're gonna try to do this once a week, and we're gonna break down who you should start, whether it's your quarterback, your running back, your wide receiver, your tight end. Whoever you got, we got your questions for you. Ashley, do you want to go Buccaneers quarterback or do you want to do Titans quarterback first?
Oh, man. Are you asking me like who I would rather start this week?
Nah, just which one do you want to cover first?
We can go with the Titans. Why not? I mean, he's getting a real shot as a starter. Let's do it.
Oh, man, I'm fired up. So if you haven't seen it yet, there is another video on High Point. It is my breakdown of Will Levis's best and his worst throw from his second start against the Steelers. I'm a little hot and bothered by Will Levis. Like, Ashley, how do you feel? Do you think he's the guy moving forward, or what do you think?
I mean, I think it should have been the guy regardless, starting of the year. I think that Vrabel made a huge mistake by not moving Tannehill.
Oh, yeah.
I think Tannehill has been way too like poster boy for the Titans for some reason. I don't know what dirt he has on Vrabel, but it should have been over a long time ago.
Yeah. No, I want to give Tannehill some respect. 2019, he took the Titans out of the dark ages. He was a great quarterback 4 years ago.
In 2019.
But at this point, like, let's move on. Let's look to the future. When we talk about this matchup, though, I have my stats pulled up over there, so I'm going to read them to everybody. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the fourth most fantasy points allowed against quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. So when we're looking at that, that's 19.92. They haven't played exactly, the league's best quarterbacks in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I think I'm starting Will Levis as a streamer. Is that crazy?
No, I don't think so. I think what I saw last week, I don't even have words for. It's just a complete breakdown in the secondary. I think it's Todd Bowles' reluctancy to move out pieces that aren't performing well. Ryan Neal has been awful all year. I mean, he's a great person. I love what he does off the field, but I think that he's struggling a lot this year. And I think that guys like D. Delaney, who lead the team in interceptions, even though he's a backup, really should get that chance to shine and show what he has. I think him next to Winfield give them more versatility. Delaney can move inside the box and also play deep. So I think that going into the matchup against Will Levis, the Bucs have never been good against rookie QBs ever.
No.
It's like a kryptonite. So I think that Will Levis, if he can get hot early, it's going to be a long day for Tampa.
Yeah. I think I'm starting Will Levis as a low-end quarterback 1, a high-end quarterback 2. But let's flip the script around. How do you feel about Baker Mayfield? Are you starting him this week?
The thing with Baker is he didn't even have a bad game last week. He was very efficient. He, made decisions. He wasn't like, because he's been having a lot of issues with almost dancing around the pocket and feeling the pressure before it even gets to him. I know the Titans don't have the most stellar defense in the world. I think the weapons we have and with the injuries to Sean Murphy-Bunting, who, could have had his Tampa revenge game this week, being out as one of the top corners. I think that there are favorable matchups with Mike Evans. I mean, he's 6'5" and 230. If they choose to throw to him, it's going to be hard to cover. And I think it would be hard for any corner to cover. I mean, I think the matchups are there. I think if you are in a PPR or a pass completion type league or a pass attempt league, then maybe. But if you have other options, you might want to take them.
100%. It scares me every time I think about starting Baker Mayfield as quarterback 1, but as a quarterback 2, he's been a plug and play. Like, I put him in there, 10 or more points. I feel good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on down to the running backs. Let's do Rachaad White first. So the Tennessee Titans defense has been very, very strict against the run. But when we talk about running backs in the pass game, they've been a little lax. And when we talk about Rachaad White's skill set, that kind of fits right in there. Are you putting Rachaad White in there as a running back 1, running back 2, flex option? How do you feel about him this week?
I think strictly off of his pass catching abilities alone, I mean, he's had over 100 yards over scrimmage in 3 straight games. I mean, they're going to him early and often, giving him opportunities out of the backfield. So as a pure runner, no. But with his ability to catch out of the backfield and having that streak of over 100 yards, I would put him in a flex. I think you're better off with somebody, even who has a more difficult assignment this week. If you have like a Gus Edwards or maybe even a Javonte Williams, if they're not on the bye, I can't think. But if they're not, I would go with someone with a little bit tougher matchup over Rachaad White. But I would definitely have him in a flex if able.
Okay. So somewhere in like the running back 25 to 36 range.
I mean, if you're off of PPR, like off of, it really depends on what league you're in. But if it's based off of yard, like PPR or reception or half a reception or half a yard, or I've even seen leagues that do like rushing attempts, then maybe. But it really just depends. He's more of a pass catching back than a pure runner, especially against a Titans defense who does really well against the run.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate it's flipping the script around. I'm scrolling way down here. You know, the Buccaneers defense has been the 3rd best against running backs this year.
So one good thing that they have going for them.
That is unfortunate because Derrick Henry is going to have his way with the Buccaneers on Sunday.
I agree.
I think that what Will Levis has done for this offense when he's talking about like really moving defenders out of the box, the reason that Derrick Henry's been struggling is because like what was there to worry about with Tannehill? Are you not going to stack the box because you're worried about Tannehill throwing a quick slant to, I don't know, Nikhil Westbrook-Akine? If you're listening, with Nick, love you, but nobody's worried about that. So I just really think that the Titans are going to have their way with the Buccaneers on Sunday on offense. Not like, I'm not saying like a huge offensive output, but they're going to be able to move the ball. Henry's going to get his goal line touches. He's going to get he's going to fall in for a touchdown. Tyjae Spears is going to have, 4 catches, 54 yards. And these are just supreme athletes, and I cannot wait to watch how they perform, and I can't wait to talk to them afterwards. So I'm starting Henry as a running back 2 high-end option, and I'm starting Tyjae Spears as a flex option with all of the bye weeks that are going on with, I think it's Pacheco and Swift are the big ones that are on bye.
Yeah, I think it's, what is it, Kansas City, Philly, and another team with a decent decent running back is also out this week.
Yeah, but there's just going to be a lot of good dudes out there, and we just got to see Works out. Wide receiver. I'm going to let you go first because honestly, the Tampa Bay wide receivers are outstanding. High Point's already had. I mean, personal corners had D-Hop on. I'm waiting on my D-Hop T-shirt. I'm so excited. It was so cool to see him come on the channel. But let's talk about Mike Evans. Let's talk about Chris Godwin. Let's talk about who's wide receiver 3 there right now. We'll see. Is it Trey? He's 100% earned it?
Oh, yeah.
I really liked him pre-draft, so I'm glad to see that he's earning the snap counts. But
yeah,
are you – where are you starting them? Which ones are you starting? How do you feel about them?
I feel like you have to start both this week. I think that – and it's nothing against the Titans defense. I think it's the Bucs now being – even as Baker Mayfield said a couple weeks ago, they've learned that they're not a run-first team. They never were, but it just took them longer to figure this out. I don't know. But Baker's going to have to throw the ball. He's going to have to throw it at least 30 times, maybe even 35 times. And, having, a 6'5", 230-pound monster of a wide receiver running down the field is a hard target to not want to target. And then, Chris Godwin in the slot or even on the outside, he's that kind of middleman where he can get in between and sit inside of soft zone coverages or the wide screens or even end arounds. He's kind of that guy who – when Mike is being doubled and, it happens with a lot of teams, he becomes that real reliable source. And I think it went back to, I don't think he hit it this last game, but I think before that he had 5 straight games of 7+ targets.
Yeah.
So he's kind of their guy to when Mike's getting covered and they need to get the ball out quickly, that he is the guy to really look for, especially on third downs.
Yeah. Any concerns about the Titans secondary being able to slow him down a little bit, or is this 100% like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are to have themselves a day?
I don't know. I don't know. The Titans to me are they can be stout and you're not going to get anything against them, or they can give up, 150 yards and touchdown.
Yeah.
I think that they have a great game because they're going to rally around Will Levis getting his first start. They're going into enemy territory in Tampa, and they want to show that they believe in Will and they want to ball out against him. So I want to say it's going to be in the middle somewhere. I'm not going to say they're going to completely shut down Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, but I don't think it's going to be like 175 yards between the two. I would maybe give it 75 each.
Okay. Both very startable, both very happy, just not changing lives.
Put up AJ Brown numbers the past 6 weeks.
That's fair. Flip it around. So I went through on, what day was that? Wednesday. And I looked at how the Buccaneers corners, their passer rating has been compared to the NFL's best passer ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that both of the Bucs starting corners have given up a better passer rating than Tua Tagovailoa, who is leading the league in passer rating right now?
Unfortunately, yeah.
So Tua's leading the league, but if you just target the Bucs corners, it's somehow better.
It's not been consistent. It's been cool. I think a lot of it has to do with scheme, and I think a lot of it has to do with playing man corner coverage for some reason. The Todd Bowl special. So I think that they're put in a position to succeed, but if they're if they come out on Sunday and you have guys lined up at the line of scrimmage ready to jam where they succeed and they thrive in, maybe it's a different story. But I think D-Hop has a huge game.
Yeah. I mean, D-Hop's supremely talented. These corners are also supremely talented. It's funny, you look at years past, people thought that they had a lockdown corner in Jamel Dean, and then it's just the scheme that they've been working with him in. Sorry, my dogs are really excited to talk about football right now. They're fired up about this game. But, hey, boys, come on. So I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a good game. I'm talking 101, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. Real thing I want to talk about, Kyle Phillips. He's earned Will Levis's trust. I think that he's going to be a real part of this offense, and Treylon Burks hasn't been practicing. I think he's already pronounced out for the game. I'm plugging Kyle Phillips in as a flex in a couple of leagues, and I feel good about it. So in that's PPR, not standard. Standard, I'm not touching him. But he's going to have a couple of catches. He's going to be very useful moving the chains. And I'm just excited to see how he does. Moving on to tight ends. I mean, do you want to talk about K-Dot and Chigakonkwo? They're like desperation tight ends.
Have nobody else on the board, and you absolutely have to start a tight end. Like, you can't put another flex in there, or you don't have like an OP spot where you can put a quarterback as your flex.
Yeah, it's
starting any of them.
It's tough. I think the Titans might go tight end in the draft in 2024. I like Chig. Great player. Very fun. Hasn't put it together in 2023. So
Brock Bowers,
Tavion Sanders. Maybe they take Johnny Wilson. They move him to tight end. There's a lot of options there.
Johnny Wilson at tight end would terrify me. Oh my God.
It would be nasty. Nasty. Anyway, I think that's enough tight end talk for the week. Let's do defenses real quick. Are you starting either of the defenses, Tampa Bay or Tennessee? That's fair.
No. And it's nothing them, like, I just feel like the matchup is at the game. It could be very ugly just for Tampa, and it's like defensively, even if the 10 points, you have to think about garbage time when the Bucs become the greatest show on turf.
Yeah, that's their favorite time. Is the game's out of hand? Let me put up 400 yards and a touchdown.
It's just not something that I would be like feeling great about going into Sunday when there's so many other options. I feel like I would start legitimately almost any other team defense than the Bucs this week.
Yeah, 100%. Flip side, the Titans. I'd consider starting them. I'm not excited about starting them. I'd start the Green Bay Packers against Pittsburgh. That seems like a good start. I'd start the Steelers against Green Bay on the flip side. I just think there's a lot of other streaming options you can find this week.
There's a lot of different teams that I think have pretty decent matchups. We've got a lot of like really strong as far as like two juggernaut teams. So there's definitely plenty of other options to go for defense, especially even everywhere.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I think that's everything to talk about for Sunday. Ashley, you want to tell the people at home where to find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at mt_Ashley. It's ASHLIE. And that's really all I have right now.
Cool. Well, if you open up a YouTube page, we're excited to see it. And you can find me on Twitter at FFMikeCash. You can find me on YouTube. I'm the co-host of the FFRPG channel. And as always, this episode is brought to you by W. Use code FFRPG at checkout. But Ashley, thanks so much for coming on. Thanks so much for my dogs for being excited. They love football. But this was a fun time. I think we should do this more often. And it's a shame. Like, I'll probably see you 4 years from now, the next time the Titans play the Bucs. But
you're not wrong. You're not.
Yeah. I would say Titans Bucs Super Bowl, but that would be blasphemous.
Titans. Let me tell you this: if Bucs, I will pay.
You'll do what?
I will pay for yours and my tickets to go.
Okay, everybody at home, you heard that. Free tickets to the Super Bowl, Titans Bucs, me and Ashley.
If they go this year.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks so much for coming on. We'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.
Bye.